Welcome to my action research plan. Chifley Public School is a community-based co-educational primary school established in 1962. Chifley Public School has classes from kindergarten to year 6, with 166 students enrolled in 2019, 86 girls and 80 boys. The school's demographic displays 40% identify as Indigenous students and 19% of students are from a language background other than English. The school has a total of 20 staff members working collaboratively to embrace student-centered classroom practices across all key learning areas. Chifley Public School's current approaches to teaching and learning are ever-changing, and technologies are prioritized in the classroom to strengthen learning opportunities and build on accessible content. The progressive view of individualized learning emphasizes students as self-motivated, confident, creative, and critical learners. The teacher's pedagogy relates well to the school's philosophy of achieving a student-centered and innovative classroom. Learners obtain skills through teaching and learning outcomes that empower creativity, critical thinking, communication skills, and collaborative learning, which corresponds to dimensions in the ME framework. Class 3C has 27 students, 10 girls and 17 boys. In this class, there are students with mental and physical disabilities affecting their overall achievement and engagement levels. Due to the diverse range of learning abilities in the classroom, the teacher organized tables with mixed levels as a way to effectively support student learning and collaboration in small groups. The majority of students are achieving an average Stage 2 outcome in mathematics. However, there is a range of achievement levels for English. Most students are at a Stage 1 level in reading and writing, but are gradually working towards Stage 2 outcomes. My vision of 21st century learning is a process of knowledge creation managed through personalized modes of learning and individualized teacher support whereby learners develop critical thinking skills and embrace autonomous learning. Therefore, the pedagogical focus I will be addressing for my action research is dialogic pedagogy aimed to increase engagement levels within the students. Dialogic pedagogy is an approach to encourage quality talk and using language as a tool for thinking and questioning. As a result, students construct new skills and knowledge to help learners communicate ideas and immerse in healthy discussions comprised of critical reflection. This pedagogy focuses on the small e from the ME framework, where teachers and peers create a space where learners are encouraged to being in task than being on task. In doing so, students develop a sense of belonging by directly involving themselves in classroom operations. My planned focus will explore how dialogic teaching and learning are a part of the inside a classroom, which includes a community of learners of varying abilities forming an engaging learning environment. Positive engagement will emerge within classrooms when learning intentions are established and learning experiences are highly cognitive, highly operative, and highly effective. Classroom dialogue is beneficial to students who actively listen and communicate with others, question arguments, and build upon others' ideas in a respectful manner. Vygotsky's work emphasizes the importance of spoken dialogue for children's cognitive development. Furthermore, this pedagogy is valuable for my teaching journey since I can employ this method to give feedback and question students to optimize engagement in discussions and maintain authentic dialogue. My mini unit of work comprises of 3 learning experiences. See slides for details. I have planned to collect data on learning conversations, observation notes, and work samples from my mini unit of work. Throughout the unit of work, I will encourage collaboration and communication between teacher-student and student-student conversations during class discussions and group work. Collecting data of learning conversations allows unlimited access to an audio or video recording of the interactions. Group discussions amongst students will be voice recorded on a classroom device, such as an iPad using the voice memo application throughout the first activity. The teacher will also brainstorm ideas on the whiteboard so the class can visually view responses mentioned from the shared findings. A whole class reflection in the second activity includes discussions of the learning experience and opportunity for teacher feedback. Data from the conversation will be recorded with permission from the students into a transcript. As students work in groups for Activity 3, the teacher becomes the facilitator of dialogue and collects data by video recording the developmental process of the group's creation by asking divergent questions to prompt participation and critical thinking. I will be collecting and annotating work samples at the end of each learning experience to analyze student achievement on set tasks. My work samples will include each group's designed mind map from Activity 1 and photograph of a collective reflective word wall created by the class to highlight vocabulary terms. Half of the class's science journals will be collected to compare the students' predictions and recorded results from the Heat Me Up activity. And the last work sample to be collected would be the completed group video project presenting their knowledge on creating a recipe and images of the final product. Observation notes are structured and recorded when students are engaged in small groups and independent learning. My observational data will include the use of the observation schedule I have developed for all 3 learning experiences. The data will be systematically observed using these criteria: engagement level, learning behavior, involvement in activities, and their understanding of unit content during both independent and group work. Some points to comment on include: 1. Is the student participating in class discussions? What was said? 2. Showcase evidence of higher order thinking and problem solving. 3. Were solutions developed using materials and tools? 4. Was communication clear when questioning and planning data? 5. Did the student display positive or negative behavior when faced with difficult tasks? 6. Did the student work collaboratively to create a video project? 7. Were students reflecting and listening to feedback from the teacher? And 8. Overall, was the student engaged in the learning experience? The 3 data types collected are analyzed to evaluate the criteria for achievement and engagement levels of students, as well as the impact of incorporating dialogic pedagogy in the learning experiences. Markers of achievement when analyzing conversational data inform students' ability to meet the content outcomes, such as question scientific investigations and communicate ideas with group members to develop solutions for a task. Analyzing conversation transcripts reveals the impact of language as a tool for reasoning, within group discussions to develop broader language and thinking skills. Annotating work samples such as scientific journals indicates student progression and ability to plan and conduct scientific investigations using scientific representations. Evaluating observation notes can reveal the positive impact of a dialogic pedagogy in the learning experiences. Analysis of the data shows how the contribution of learners correlate to their achievement as students are required to effectively use materials and technological tools to complete and present a video project. Recording conversations of the learning process and analyzing aspects of the dialogue when students utilize prior knowledge to actively make decisions, challenge ideas, or clarify points are markers of high cognitive engagement. Analysis of work samples would reveal aspects to measure students' operative and effective engagement levels, such as a sign of motivation, sense of enjoyment for the task at hand, and creative flow displayed in photographs and students' final video project. The data shows how dialogue is a strategy used to optimize student engagement reflected through the observational notes recorded in the observation schedule. Observation notes should be made during the learning experiences to accurately record judgments. Markers for an observational schedule indicates high cognitive engagement when students participate in discussions relevant to the topic, and high affection when students show enthusiasm when investigating experiments. If I had the opportunity to implement this action research plan to effectively teach, I would expect to find that opening dialogue in the classroom leads to substantive conversations and engaging learning experiences. This action research provides me with the opportunity to shift my teaching pedagogy from model teaching to student-centered learning and continue to encourage optimal engagement and motivation in the classroom. Through critical self-reflection, I will have the opportunity to improve teaching strategies and employ new teaching ideas in the course of my career. This experience relates to the Teaching Standards 3.5, Use of Effective Classroom Communication, and 6.4, Apply Professional Learning and Improve Student Learning, since adopting verbal communication strategies support both student learning and engagement. I believe that the importance of a researcherly disposition among teachers should be developed in initial and continuing teacher professional education, as it will improve my professional development. Understanding the different forms of data collection and analysis has informed my teaching practices and ability to identify markers that influence high levels of student engagement and achievement. This methodological design links to Focus Area 5.4, Interpret Student Data, because developing the skill to evaluate learning is necessary to develop professionally. In developing a plan for pedagogical change, I intend to implement dialogic teaching in learning experiences across all key learning areas, to expand my practices in working towards a learning environment suitable for student achievement and engagement. I will maintain engagement in my future classroom by facilitating authentic and inclusive dialogue to lift the class's overall social and academic outcomes necessary for 21st century learning. I have included a list of references used throughout my action research plan here.